Through the Effective Living one-on-one coaching program, you receive customized strategies and techniques to help you move from where you currently are to where you see yourself. You will work with world-renowned life coach, Ricardo Miller, who has more than 2 decades helping people maximize their purpose. Show us your target and we'll help you hit it. Visit www.ricardomiller.com to enroll.
What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to another exciting Monday night conversation. I'm joined with my people, Anastasia Smith. What's going on?
Everything is good. Everything is great. What's happening on your side of the country?
Man, it's cold. It's raining, and we got the Christmas tree done today, and I know you guys just came out of a tropical storm. Were you affected?
Not very much. We actually had some persons that were asking if Dean was the one who was calling this storm, because we actually didn't get like thunderstorm and real rain and stuff until afterward.
Okay.
But fortunately, in the midst of Nicole, Nassau was fine. We just had some waves that hit up and things like that, but we were fine, thank God.
Overall, that's a blessing. That's a blessing. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we're having another great conversation. My co-host Anastasia Smith is there in the Bahamas. I'm here in Dallas, Texas. And if you can do us a favor, if you're watching us on Facebook, please share. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to our channel. Put on that notification bell so that you'll be able to keep up to date with these talks every Monday at 7 p.m. We've been doing this for a while, and I love these talks because we're diving into some stuff oftentimes people don't realize they need to look into it to address some of the things that can be holding them back. Tonight, we're talking about the need to unlearn. The need to unlearn, yeah. There are some things you have to decide that you're not going to go that route anymore. Yeah, you're not going to go that route anymore. And you're going to make some adjustments because clearly it's not been working for you. Anastasia, what do you think about tonight's topic?
I think that it is something that we are not usually conscious of, because, we're always talking about learning something new and learning a different way of doing things and whatever else, but we don't usually talk about unlearning some of the things that we've already been doing. And I think that it's a very important thing too. I think that it's necessary for us to be able to shed some load and be able to move forward.
Well, tonight, hopefully we'll be able to help some people to dive into some basic truths. Hey, it'll work if you work it. And here's the deal. Your belief system has brought you where you are. And if you realize where you are is not where you want to be, you should make some adjustments. And it's interesting. The Bible says life and death is in the power of the tongue. And most people, Anastasia, don't think about what they're saying. As a matter of fact, it can become so culturally cool and normally accepted that it is, hey, we just say that in fun. We just saying that, we've always said it. Well, we've always gotten what we've been getting because what we've been saying. And what you say is a reflection of what you think. The Bible says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. And so the whole correlation of thought and spoken word, they're interchangeably connected to create your world. So you don't like where you are? Make some adjustments. Anastasia, as we get ready to dive into each night's point, let's see if we can close this out within an hour. You want to throw off the first, you want to read them off, and then, ladies and gentlemen, as you're watching, if these, if any of them stand out to you, and they're really, you're feeling convicted, you feel as though this is definitely something you've dealt with before or you've overcome, please let us know in the comment. Anastasia, what is the first one, and what's your view on it?
Well, the first one is, it's too good to be true.
Woo-hoo.
How many times have we said this to ourselves? How many times have we thought this and not said it to anybody? But while we are trying not to build our hopes up too high, and we're trying not to set ourselves up for failure, we also need to be able to embrace things that are good. We also need to be able to acknowledge when something is making us feel good, it is helping us in whichever way that it should be helping us, and it's just a positive thing in our lives. Like we don't want to set ourselves up for the fall, but also we're robbing ourselves of the happiness that could be attached to something.
Robbing ourselves of the happiness that can be attached to something, because we are now living with the belief, if it's too good to be true, it's probably not true, which then we repel, we push back, we unfortunately won't be able to keep, or what's this, we won't be able to keep or sustain something that we can't see. It's too good to be true. I can't see that happening for me. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. You went to school, you're educated. Watch this, Anastasia. We say, I want the favor of God to be upon my life. I'm expecting uncommon favor. Uncommon favor, someone said, I can't see that happening. Well, that's why I call it uncommon favor. It's not even favor. It's uncommon favor. It goes a little bit above and beyond. And so, somebody said it's too good to be true. Maybe for you, but I'm expecting good things. How important is it for us to expect good things? Because that whole statement, we get more of what we expect. What's your view on expectancy?
I believe that when you are looking for something, you're going to find it. It's just like when you buy yourself, like I changed my vehicle the other day, and ever since then, I've been seeing them nonstop, continuously all over the place. When you are looking for the good in things, you're going to see the good. When you're looking for the bad or the negative in a situation, you're approaching it with that feeling, you're going to find it.
You are going to pull that in. Now, somebody's watching us that needs to just simply put their hands on their head and say, Lord, help me with my mind. Because, I have a struggle to just not believe. And unfortunately, it's a stronghold. It's a bad idea that something is too good to believe. Oh, that can't be true. It's too good to be true. Well, you're here at Effective Living, and we expect better. We're attracting better. Anastasia, what is number 2?
Number 2 is, I will never do that.
Ooh. I'll never do that. Here's the deal. When I thought about this list, Stacia, and I was thinking about having been raised in the Bahamas and how commonly certain things are said, I shivered in my bones, right? Because some of this stuff is said so loosely that we don't understand the root of these things. We don't understand the origin. We don't understand the magnitude of the confession. I was talking today on Empress show on the radio in the Bahamas. We talked about a couple of these points, and I was telling Empress, there's a difference between I will never do that and hey, Ricardo, do you want to do that? No, unfortunately, I don't. I don't want to do is a decline. I will never do that is shutting the window, the door, the building, literally killing all possibilities related to that.
Mhm.
And if you're wanting life at its best, you can't close the door before, you gotta get better at understanding, hey man, somebody said, well, would you ever do that? At this point, I'd probably say I'm not gonna do it. I won't. I won't do it. I won't do it, and I'll never do that. It's two different statements, ladies and gentlemen. In the moment, I'll tell you I'm not going to do that. You know why? I'm free. I'm an adult. I have proper reasoning as to why I'm concluding I won't do this right now. But
Right.
under a number of other circumstances, I can find myself. You offer me $1 million, you'll be amazed what I will do that I said I'll never do.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts, Stacia?
Absolutely. Absolutely. When I think about the statement, I'm thinking of that word never.
Yeah,
It is so definite.
yeah,
It is so final.
yeah,
We don't know where we're going to end up in life. We don't know the opportunities and the situations that we may find ourselves in. And one thing that I know about people, because I've done it myself, is that once we've already made the declaration, and if we've made that declaration loud enough, we're not
yeah,
going to want to go back on that.
yep, yep,
And so if at 15, 19, 22, I said that this is something that I will never do,
yep, yep,
when 33 and 37 come around, and you know what, you've already grown, you've already matured, there's some things that have changed in your life, and you know what, you realize that's never really never in right now.
yeah, yeah,
But you've already made that declaration to everyone within the listening ear. And
yeah,
so even if it is something that you've realized is something that you may do, either you're going to do it and you're going to do it ashamedly and you're
mhm,
going to try to keep it undercover or something like that,
yeah.
or you're going to miss out on the opportunity and you're going to completely decline it because pride is in the way now. You
Oh,
know,
mm,
we got we've got that ego that we're trying to hold on to that we already boosted to a certain point, to a certain level. And so we don't want anybody to be able to say that, then you say you was never going to do that. This can't be the thing what you said you never was going to do. No, we don't want to do that. We don't want to live that.
Anastasia, at 47, I'm realizing the world has so much to offer. I remember having said, I'll never tip, never tip that kind of money. And now I have on my bucket list. I said, I want to tip what I project to be somebody's paycheck within a restaurant. I mean, like the whole week's paycheck, I just want to put that as a tip. I just, I want to tip somebody what they made that week for having given me a great service just within the hour. Somebody said, oh, I'll never do that. Well, I mentioned this as well, Anastasia. I told a guy one time, I said, I see you tithing $1 million, in the future. If, God was to tap into your business and give you accelerated growth and success, man, I could see you tithing $1 million. You know what he said? Oh my goodness, I can't see myself giving that kind of money. See, he missed the window. I said a tithe, right? That's a 10%.
10%. Yeah.
Right? So here's the deal. If you can't see it, you can't have it. You
Right.
can't see it. You have to see it. You have to see it in your mind's eye. You have to see it in your mind's eye. You have to capture it. You have to capture it at the very core. You have to understand that I walk by faith and not by sight, and that all things are possible to them that believe. So if I say to somebody, man, I'm looking forward to the day that I can tip a person, Brady. I'm looking forward to tipping somebody $500. The meal was $90 and I tipped them $500. Somebody said, oh my goodness, I'll never do that. Why wouldn't you never do it? You can't do what you don't have. Clearly, if you could do it, clearly you have it. You
Yeah.
get what I'm saying? There is this power to connect where you would have to have been given that level of resources to be able to do that.
Mhm.
Oof.
His proper response should have been to write that down. That's what the proper response should have been. Write that down, put that on your mirror somewhere, put that on your steering wheel if you need to. Make sure that you
Yep,
keep it inside and that you keep it as a part of your vision and a part of your psyche, you know?
yep, yep,
Remember that, you know what, this is something that was seen as something that I could potentially do.
yep, yep.
And
That's
even if
why,
it take a few years, you know?
yeah, that's one of the reasons why a bucket list is so powerful. That's the reason why, as some people say, a life list, a bucket list, an aspiration list. You know, one day I would like to pay for 10 students to go to college. You know, one day I want to be at the grocery store and I say to, you know, miss, the 10 people behind me, I want to pay for all of their groceries. I just want to pay for the full 10. It don't matter what's in the cart, you know. And you know, or you go to the layaway. I love it when I heard of what's his name? Tyler Perry went to a Walmart and he says, hey, I want to pay for everything that's on layaway for this Christmas. He didn't say how much is on layaway. He said, I want to pay for everything that's on layaway for Christmas. That's in the box. So they were able to call all of the customers and says, your bill has generously been paid in full.
Yeah.
I know some people wish they had put more things on layaway station.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And that's the beauty of a situation like that.
Yeah.
I believe that when it is, I am going out with somebody,
Yep.
because I am in the dating world, you know.
Yep. Yep.
So
Yep.
when I am going out with somebody, I'm not going to order something on the menu that I would not usually be able to pay for myself.
Come on. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So
Yeah.
in that layaway situation, you know what it is that you would like to be able to do, what you're planning for, and what you're capable of. And
Yeah.
somebody else blessed you. And so the planning and the preparation that you were making, you can now put that into something else and be able to achieve something else.
Yeah.
If I know that I would not on my own go ahead and order a 60 something, 90 something meal for myself, I'm not going to put that on you,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I expect that you have your own plans and
Yeah.
preparations and things that you're dealing with and going through or whatever else that you need to deal with. And then I'm a planner. I'm a just in caser. If the date isn't going well, then I'm gonna need to pay my own bill anyhow, you know. I need to be able to walk away from the table. I need
He's,
to be able to do
he's a good woman. He's a good woman. He said, listen, if I need to pay my own bill, I can pay my own bill. I sit at
that.
your table. I can't pay the
If I need to be able to do that, I gotta make sure that I didn't put up the $90 and I know I only brought 30 with me. You
Come
gotta
on.
do that.
You know, one of the practice I heard over the years was watch the host, where they're paying and buying and eating on the list. You know,
Yeah.
if you're going for lunch and they're eating on the lunch menu and you're hoping they pay, why go off of the lunch menu only to have your fingers crossed, hoping that they cover the bill? Let's go to number 3, Anastasia. This one right here, I want to lead the way because you know this is all Bahamian right here. If you're from the Bahamas, you can really connect with this particular statement, so commonly said, and it is, I can't win for losing, or slash, when it rains, it pours. Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord. For a person to live with that belief is at the highest level of toxic. You really need the Lord to work on your mind. I can't win for losing. A tire blew out. I can't win for losing. You know, gas went out. I can't win for losing. Oh my goodness, just got my ASU and this fella hit my car. I can't believe it. You know, but here's the deal. Here's the deal. Here's the deal. Don't call that losing. Call that learning. You know, the truth is, okay, whatever it is that I could have learned from that, I'm going to learn from that. But because here's the deal, what I live with, Anastasia, is it could be worse. Ooh, listen, it ain't. I watch this. When it rain and pours, that's how bad it is in my life, Miller. Well, boys, stay away from me. Anybody who uses the term when it rains and pours and I can't win for losing, I don't hang around those people too much, Station. I don't hang. I'm telling you, because those people will bring their accident-prone self in your space, and next thing you know, you got issues that you didn't normally would have, but just because of association. What's your thought on that statement? I can't win for losing, meaning the amount of losses in my life. This person believes they're under a curse.
Yeah, it is. It goes back to our approach to things and what we're looking for. Because if
Yeah.
you're looking for the problem, you're going to find the problem.
Yep. Yep.
You know, every time that you're looking for it, every time that you're looking for the problem, you're going to find it.
Yep.
And
Yep.
so it goes back to that mindset. But then also, it it is toxic behavior, the way that you said. But
Yep.
to be honest, it is also ungrateful behavior
Wow, that's good.
because you're so focused on that one thing that went bad that you're not thinking about all of the good that's around it. Like it
Wow.
reminds me of when I had my accident. There was somebody that hit me. He was crossing, trying to beat into the corner in front of me, and he hit me.
Mm.
And of course, nobody wants to end up in an accident under any circumstance. But
Did
under
you come
those
out?
circumstances,
Did you
particularly.
come out and curse? Did you cuss him out?
Listen to me. I was so angry that I was silent.
Okay, good. Good. I just wanted to know: Did you lose your composure and just came out and just was all being calm on them?
Listen, I was so angry that I was quiet to the knowing that if I started to say anything to him,
Yeah.
I wasn't sure where it would have ended. So I couldn't say anything. I couldn't say anything at all. And then there's the time of when you gotta catch ride where you gotta go, or
Yep.
you
Yep.
can't go because you're not mobile and you don't want to
Yep.
mess with people and bother. But and then you know now, even though it made some changes in my finances,
Yep.
from that situation, I was able to, by planning and
Yep.
preparing, I was
Yep.
able to get a vehicle for my son and
Yep.
then a vehicle for me.
Yep.
Now,
Yep.
if the accident did not happen, I
Yep.
can't tell you how that would have gone because
Yep.
I already
Yep.
had my car. I was fine with my car and everything was good with it.
Yep.
But I took that opportunity to say, okay, then he's coming out of school soon. He's going to be 18. He's going to want to be able to get around. He has to be able to go to school. I don't need him to have no excuses. Let me do this. And so if I had kept and held on to, oh, I can't win for losing, when it's a defeatist attitude.
Wow.
And I
Yep.
would have still been stuck in that slump and in that place of, oh man, he hit me and I gotta catch right and and it's such an inconvenience and all of that and all of that. But thank God that it was only for a short while.
Yep.
Thank God that my son was able to benefit from the situation. Thank God that I made it out without injury or scar.
Yep. Yep.
You can't just hold on to the negative of everything.
You see, you're already onto something when you already kicked off. You got about 5, 10 guard, right? You you didn't have see these stupid people, and they always get on my nerve. And
Yes.
what's this? What's this? Let's go for this one. Let's go. The devil, that devil
Yes.
busy boy. That
This
devil. No,
he
he
don't
has
take vacation.
Anastasia, I think a lot of people saying they're enjoying our talk tonight. We're diving into stuff that we have to unlearn. I'm talking with my good cousin, Anastasia Smith, and we're talking about stuff we have to unlearn. The truth is, we've adopted behaviors, mindsets, and verbiage that actually so loosely is said. Like, number one is, it's too good to be true. And,
Mhm.
and why is it too good to be true? When you prayed, God, give me favor today. When you're saying, watch this, I'm a little stuck on this part right here, and I talked about it earlier, Stacia. Watch this. I pray this literally. I pray for uncommon favor. Chelsea, I pray for uncommon favor. Eleanor, I pray for uncommon favor. Now, here's the deal. There's a difference, but favor, unmerited favor. I mean, I didn't deserve it. Favor, it just,
Yeah.
the teacher favored me. He is her favorite. She is his favorite. Favor is it could be considered somewhat undeserved, but you got it. And then I said uncommon, meaning this is pressed down, shaken together, running over. Now I prayed that. Went into the store, went to sign a contract, on my way to do a business deal, and something transpired to where I'm like, woo! And then watch this, because of my toxic, maybe ungrateful as well, as you said, Stacia, mindset and spirit, I think this is too good to be true.
Yeah.
And if it's too good to be true, I don't want it. You know, I don't trust that. I don't trust that. I don't trust that. I don't
Yeah.
trust that. Here's the deal.
Yeah.
You could be blocking what you're praying for.
Mhm.
Okay? You could be you prayed for favor, uncommon favor, and now you're saying it's too good to be true. Now,
Mhm.
here's a person who have the spirit of discernment, God's divine involvement in their life. You can't be walking around about it's too good to be true. Peter walked on water. Okay? Peter walked on water. Is it too good to be true to be walking on water? Listen, if God tells you to walk, you better walk.
Yeah. Yeah. Step out on faith.
What's our next one, Anastasia?
The next one is it's always my fault.
Ooh, that's all. Ooh, you know that one is a victim, right?
Oh yeah.
That one is
Oh
that one
yeah.
is locked into all. It's locked into all. I was there, man. I was there. As a matter of fact, I used to think it was so nice when someone had a frustration with me. I just took the blame. I just, you know what? It's just me. Okay, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I'm always wrong. I'm so stupid. I'm so wrong. You just guess. And you know, it ain't you. It's not always you. Maybe sometimes it is you, but not always.
Yes.
Right? Whenever somebody goes to the statement, it's it's always my fault. It's a victim mentality, and you're not actually standing up for where you are right, and then positively accepting at times when you are wrong. What's your view there?
I entirely agree with you. It is a statement that helps you to escape accountability.
Yeah.
That's what that does. Because instead of saying to yourself, okay, you know what? This is what I did. This is what I didn't do. This is my part in the situation. This is your part. Acknowledging it and being able to discuss it effectively or communicate, effectively. No, you're trying to just throw and bypass the situation, and you're gonna, it's always my fault. Okay, I did it. All right, okay. You're trying to end the conversation. You don't want to actually discuss the details of what it is that's happening, and you're not trying to figure out how best to move forward from it. Instead of being accountable to your situation and accountable to what it is you did, you're trying to just brush it off and let it go and end the conversation or something like, it's my fault. Okay, all right, okay, it's my fault. I did it.
Yeah.
But that's not the approach to take for someone who is trying to learn. That's not
Yeah.
the approach to take for someone who is trying to grow
Yeah.
from the situation. Because if each time that you're faced with a conversation that's hard to have, or a situation that is hard to be in the moment, and your default response is, okay, all right, okay, I can do it no more. All right, it's my fault. That ends the conversation. That removes the opportunity to further discuss it and really get to the meat of it and to discuss it calmly. It's not
Yeah.
always going to be a heated conversation and a throw around of words that we're going to regret later on or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
give yourself the opportunity, open yourself to the possibility of it being a calm conversation that you can actually work through and get past and be able to acknowledge where you went wrong and where the other person has went wrong. But
Yeah.
that just shuts everything down. It's a victim mentality.
It is a victim mentality at the highest level. Let's go back to this point, Anastasia. We talked early when we opened up our talk. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're on Facebook, please share this and let somebody watch it. You're on YouTube, share the link. Let somebody go. Share it in a WhatsApp group and say, hey, this is a talk that everybody must hear, and that is lessons to unlearn or things to stop saying. I'm talking with Anastasia Smith, and we're diving into this because the goal is, here's the deal, the goal is to get better. We call the term effective living because there's a right way and a wrong way to live. It's as simple as that. It's a right way and a wrong way to live. Anastasia, I talk about the combination law concept, and life is a combination law.
Yeah.
When somebody say, when they say I can't win for losing, and you know, when it rain it pours, and you know, it'll it's just the way it is and all that stuff. Here's what I want you to know. The combination log, let's give an example, Anastasia. There's 10 numbers and that this combination log has. And the goal is to remember the 10 numbers in order that the numbers need to be connected to get the lock to open. Knowing 4 numbers does not give you access.
No.
Okay? Knowing 7 numbers doesn't give you access. And a lot of people don't realize life is like a combination lock. You figured out God, you figured out money, but you didn't figure out people.
Yes.
Right? hey, you figured out God, you figured out money, you figured out people, but you didn't figure out your body. And now you didn't take care of your body. And so whichever area, the number that you don't actually know will be the number that costs you not to get the benefit of all of life. Life has so much more for the person who knows the combination numbers. Now, here's the beautiful thing. Once you know a number, it's like once you know God, no one can take that back from you, right? Once you know money, no one can take that. Or once you know how important it is to take care of your body. But here's the deal. Here's another truth, Stacia. When you don't know, oh Lord, the frustration. Have you ever seen somebody try to open a combination lock and they don't know the number? Anastasia, you told me 6, 9, 6. Oh man, what you say? I don't even like these locks. And the frustration. What you think about that combination lock analogy?
I love it. I love it. It's like the pieces of a puzzle. It will not come together. The picture will not come together if you're still missing pieces. You will not know what it is that the picture could have been if you still got pieces missing. You may have an idea. You may know what you think it is, but it's not going to come together with those pieces missing. And it's the same way. That lock will not open. You will not get the fullness of it if you have not figured out all of the combination. That is so good.
So here's the deal. For effective living, I tell people effective living is all about 5 foundational principles. It's faith, family, finance, fitness, and fun. Now here's the deal. You can know all the numbers, but if you don't know the numbers in order, you don't get access as well. Because you know, with the combination lock, you got to put the numbers in order. And you can't miss one because, as you mentioned with the puzzle, the picture, oh my goodness, is in your mind and is on the box. The box helps you to put it in your mind. But when you put that 1,000-piece puzzle on the table, the frustration of this piece look like it matches. But oh Lord, it don't matches. The coloration doesn't connect. That ain't the place where it belongs. You know, a lot of people don't have the patience, Anastasia, to go into unlearning what we should have never learned. As a matter of fact, how can I look at my life and see what is it that I believe that I shouldn't be believing, that I'm holding on to, that is hurting me? Did you catch that? What is it that I'm believing? Oh, well, Ricardo, you can't tell me nothing. Coach, you can't tell me nothing. Pastor, you can't tell me nothing. No one can tell me anything. Well, stay stuck. Life is going to reward you in proportion to your understanding. The Bible says, in all you're getting, get an understanding. You say, well, things rough. Guess what? It'll stay be rough because you are not getting the picture. Okay? And here's the deal. Here's what I found out. You can be good-hearted and still go through some very difficult moments. Let's go to the next one, Anastasia.
Yes. The next one is, that's just the way it is.
That's just the way it is.
Yeah, that's just the way it is. It's when we have just looked at something and we've said, you know what? I accept it as that, and I don't expect that it's going to get better. I'm not going to try for it to be better. I am not going to figure out how I can make it better. And that's just the way it is. That's just what it is. That's just how it is.
This is one of those deep ones we really have to unlearn, because we're like, well, you know, if you don't know a government official, you ain't gonna get nothing done. or oh my goodness, if no one does anything for me, well, that's just the way it is. Nobody does anything for me, so I'm never going to get anywhere. That's just the
Right.
way it is. I don't have a degree, so it's just the way it is. They ain't gonna never pay me. When the truth is, it's not about other people paying you. It's about you bringing value to you that actually allow yourself to bring success and wealth and whatever it is. That's just the way it is. I could say I'm a black man in America. That's just the way it is. Well, it's just that watch this. I shouldn't expect much. I don't have a high school diploma. That's just the way it is. That's just the way. Hey. I'm telling you, I was the last one or the first one, or I'm the shortest one, I'm the tallest one. Whatever you say, that's just the way it is. You have to look at asking yourself, is that really the way it is? Or is that the way you've accepted it to be? K-Station?
Yes.
Is it really? Oh, you know what? They'll never promote me. They'll never give me a chance. Is that the way it is? Or is that what you have locked in your head to be your truth and you're not moving from? Now, here's the deal. If you believe that's just the way it is, guess what? That's just
the way it's gonna be. When you're speaking, all I'm thinking about is the serenity prayer, Lord, give me the power to see the things I can change, accept the things that I can't, and the wisdom to know the difference. The courage to change the things I can, the wisdom to know the difference.
Yeah.
If you accept everything as, oh, well, that's just the way it is, then you're not even willing to fight for the things that can change. Your vision has already stopped here and you can't see beyond that. And so you'll never see into the things that could have been and would have been if you had only tried a little harder or done things a little bit differently. You will never get there because you're stuck here and you've decidedly stayed here. That's just the way it is.
And here's the deal. Here's the deal. When you say that's just the way it is, I was born on the wrong side of the track. Well, that's just the way it is. Let me tell you something. They won't give a woman a chance. That's just the way it is. They won't give a woman a chance. You're so right. You got to tell yourself, hold on. This is what I think about whenever I hear people say that's just the way it is. I think, had someone done this before? Had someone done this before? And as long as I accept the fact that the God who is with me, the God who's with them is also with me, and if he allowed them to do it, why can't I do it? Now, here's the deal. I have to go into another level of behavior to get what they got. Because I can't keep doing what I've been doing, can't be thinking what I've been thinking, can't keep saying what I've been saying and expecting a different result. That's just the way it is. Often isn't true. It is often just what you have accepted to be true. Now, here's what else, Stacia. All of what we just said. Let's talk about this for a moment before we go to our next point. The supported community that finds itself reinforcing these beliefs. Because each one of these beliefs have communities or kinfolks or friends or allies or just special groups who believe that we started off with, it's too good to be true. And you say that to a couple of people, girl, you tell me about it, girl. I know what you're talking about. Or watch this. I'll never do that. Girl, I'm telling you, there's so many things I'll never do. And they reinforce that supportive community, but it's a negative community that is supporting a bad idea. What's your view there?
It is for us to be careful of our associations. I know that you make the reference all the time of finding a Jonathan.
Yep.
And there's always someone that's assigned to help you.
Yep.
And this has been a concept that has been explored and given to us, those of us who are a part of the effective living community. It's been given to us for years now, and it still has not changed. It still has not lost its power. It hasn't lost its effectiveness. And so when you are in the group of 4 idiots, you're the 5th one.
Did you just say 4?
Yeah, you're the 5th one.
Yeah,
you may not be a complete idiot, and you might just be stupid, But
Yep.
this is still your association. This is
Yep.
still your friend circle. These
Yep.
are the eagles that you've decided to fly with. And so
Yep.
you're
Yep.
only going to stay at a certain level as long as
Yep.
you've surrounded yourself with them, because this is a level of comfort.
Wow.
It's not a level that as you soar, the air is getting thinner, but you're adjusting. You're getting higher, and you may have to fall from further, but you're adjusting.
Yep.
You're going higher, and you've got clouds around you now,
Yep.
and it's unfamiliar to you, and you've never been this high before, but you're adjusting. You will
Yep.
never get there if you
Wow.
continue to stay in the comfort of this level with these four
Yep.
that
Behave.
surround me and keep me comfortable and keep me feeling safe, because
Yep.
I know that they're around me. I feel safe because they're around me and I have company, and I know that there's someone to talk to, laugh with, joke with, whatever else. But me being here and hanging out with these four will never get me among the clouds.
Wow.
And so then
You
we
know.
have persons, we got to look at how they contribute to our lives also.
Yep. Yep. I love how you said that, because the truth is we're the average of the 5 people we spend the most time around. And a lot of people don't want to be honest with the fact that, boy, that's my ride or die dog. The truth is your ride or die dog really good for you? And one of the things I've been teaching my clients, 2 things. You mentioned one, someone is assigned to help you. Someone
Mhm.
where you're deficient, someone who is strong. But you got to humble yourself and simply say, hey, hold on, you're never broke. I'm always broke. What do you see that I'm making a mistake of that I should do different? Because the person who is free where you're bound, they know how to get you free too.
Yeah.
But you got to be willing to listen. So someone is assigned to help you. The other thing that I'm of the belief is that we're all associated with someone that if we are interested in going to the next level, they will help us get to the next level. There's a statement that says, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear.
Yeah.
Well, the teacher will appear. But let's do this before we go on to the next point on stage. I want to talk quickly about unlearning this whole element of not feeling like you belong in a space. A lot of people are praying for better, but even when they get to better, they act like they don't belong,
Yeah.
because they have never conditioned themselves to belong. And here's the
Yeah.
deal: if you don't train yourself for what you see coming, chances are you will never get it. You see? What's
Mhm.
your view there on uncomfortable environment? Even though initially you may not feel comfortable in the space, you were born for the space. You know what I'm saying? And so I teach. One of the things I teach is prepare for what you're praying for. Prepare for what you're praying for. Let me give you the biblical example of this. David was anointed king. He now knows kingship is coming. He
Yeah.
goes out and he's taking care of his father's sheep, but then a spirit, the Bible says, a tormenting spirit, tormented Saul, and Saul needed someone to help him get past this grievous spirit that kept tormenting him. And the Bible says David was able to play the harp for Saul, right? And the tormenting spirit left. I believe that when David was playing, he wasn't talking, because later on, Saul didn't even know who he was. Okay? Now, David's playing the harp. Here's what I believe happened when David was playing the harp. He was getting observation of a king. He was playing the harp and watching the king do what king does, so he needed to train himself to have a familiar understanding, because God wouldn't make you a king if you're not prepared for what he's about to give you. So
Mhm.
there was access to the king in observation to prepare him for what's coming.
Yeah.
Prepare for what you're praying for, because the truth is, watch this, when opportunity presents itself, that's not the time to prepare. There are many people, Anastasia, the opportunity comes and it goes because the person wasn't prepared. What's your view there?
Well, I had to take the prick. I had to take the prick just now
Yeah.
because, um, even though I feel like there's a lot more that I want to do, a lot more that I'm meant to do. And, there's a lot more that's in store for me. In order for me to be able to do it, and in order for me to accept the steps that it's going to take to do it, I had to start with my first few. And so, like, for myself, I would say that my first few was joining children's ministry.
Yeah.
Why? I had to learn how to talk in front of a group of kids, how to hold their attention, how to set the lessons together and everything, and move it up and down, and sometimes think on my feet and things like that.
Yeah.
That was great. And then I joined Toastmasters, I joined YEP, I joined Misfit, things like that, where I'm talking in front of older people. These are teenagers, and these are persons that are skilled in speaking, so that they will be able to correct me and make sure that I'm on the right path and I'm doing things the way that it needs to be done properly, And I had to open myself up to that. I had to open myself up to that criticism, and also the opportunity for somebody to pour into me, which would have been the Toastmasters program, and also for me to pour into other people, which is Misfit and YP and all the others. And so I had to step out of myself in order to do that. And then came things like this.
Yeah.
Now, you know me. You know me. This right here is not me.
Yeah.
This is not 10 years ago me. This is not 8 years ago me. Absolutely. Yeah. But it was the progression of opening myself up to those other things that led to something like this. And I don't know where something like this can go. I don't know where something like this can take me. But if I had not started out with the smaller things and the other opportunities, then, I would not have been even remotely comfortable in a setting like this. Wow. And it goes back to that planning and that preparation and, building toward what it is you truly want. If I wanted to stay a wallflower and I wanted to stay in the background and, stay the quietest one in the room, then I wouldn't have been a part of anything that I'm a part of. But hey, I needed to get out of that in order for me to be able to do anything else. I had to take those steps. And as uncomfortable as they were, as hard as they were and are, because it's still not the easiest thing, but it was necessary in order to be able to move forward and to continue to grow and to be able to do other things in life. So it goes back to the ego and the comfort of the 4 friends, as opposed to the stretching and the adjustments that's needed in order to make it up among the clouds,
Yeah. You remember, I think it was maybe 5-6 years ago, had you come on with me with Shanique Miller on the radio. And I think that was one of our first time doing radio together. And, and then when we started these, we would have talking points sent to you before. And the last three or four, I said, "Okay, station, let's just freestyle it." And she was like, "Lord Jesus, cuz what you trying to do? Push me on there and talk about freestyle." But like Miss Irene mentioned, you are doing phenomenal. I remember when I first asked you to do the Monday night radio talk show with me, and you've been a blessing, and just constantly willing to take those little steps. And like you mentioned, I don't even think 5 years ago we would say this is still anything close to the Anastasia, because here's the deal. I'll never do that. The person who said, "I'll never be a speaker," the person who says, "I'll never go up in front of the room," the person who says, here's the deal. As believers, somebody says, "I'm watching and I'm a believer." When we pray, "God, not my will, but thine will be done." Let me tell you something. I may have been a troublesome boy. I might have been a guy who was into the streets, but I was never a forefront guy. I was never the front of the room guy. I was never a communicator. And I remember Pastor Brother Claire, when the newspaper and TV station came to one of my first ABO events at CH Review, you were at that program back then. they wanted me to speak, and I said, I don't know what to say to the news. I can't speak. And that's right when I had just joined Toastmasters. And so I was afraid to speak. Pastor Brother Claire spoke on my behalf a number of times but look at God. It was that surrender. Not declaring I'll never, but whatever. Whatever he wants me to do, wherever he wants me. I am here in this country because I am doing this live because I've written a book because, you know what I'm saying? I have gone places where I'm in the airport, don't speak the language. You understand what I'm saying? Can't read the signs. And I'm the keynote speaker for a conference, and I'm thinking, Lord, Jesus Christ, what you doing in there? If the people don't come pick you up, you're gonna be stuck. But you gotta trust. Gotta trust the process of evolving over time. Let's go to another point, Anastasia. What's the next one?
The next one is I'm so
Wow.
dot dot dot.
Yeah.
I'm
Fill in the blank.
so fill in the blank. I am so fat. I am so stupid. I am so this. I am so that. It is crazy what the I'm so can
Yeah.
lead into, because there's so many things that we tell ourselves and we hold them in such a negative light. And while you don't like if we would use Lizzo as an example, when she was younger, she was one of those that said, oh, I'm so fat, oh, I am so unworthy, I'm so not pretty.
Yeah.
And now she's moved into a place of saying, you know what, yeah, I'm fat, but so what?
Yep.
I'm fat, but I'm talented. I'm fat, but I'm beautiful. I'm fat, but I'm worthy. Chelsea is saying, I'm so broken. The I am so can be followed by so many different things. There's so many endings to that sentence that is so negative.
Yep.
And it needs to be turned over into the positive.
Yeah. The crazy thing about it, Anastasia, as well, is that people say that, and it's very, very discouraging when I hear people say, I'm so stupid. I mean, I would never say that about myself anymore. I used to say stuff like that. I'm so stupid. I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. I'm so stupid. Wow. I mean, if someone called you dumb and stupid, you want to fight.
Exactly. Exactly. But this is what you're saying to yourself.
If someone calls you fat, stupid, ugly, you want to fight. But you are saying that to yourself. And let me tell you, the power behind I am fearfully and wonderfully made is so incredible. Okay? It's so powerful. But here's the deal. There is two dangers here, Anastasia. There is the danger of public confession. In other words, people actually literally hear you saying these derogatory stuff about yourself. I'm just so lazy. I'm not good with money at all. I'm telling, and they say it so good. I'm just not good with people. I'm just lately I've even stopped saying I'm not good with people names. Well, I'm not good with names. Why are we so comfortable with pulling that stuff? Why not, can you repeat the name again? Somebody could say to me, hey, I can tell you're not good with names. Yeah, and watch this. If you said to me, boy, Miller, you ain't really good with names. Yeah, I'm working on that. I'm working. You see that? Yeah. Thanks for highlighting that, but I'm working on that. Boy, Miller, you ain't good with money. Yeah, but I'm working on that. I'm definitely changing and growing. Do you see where I've shifted it? Versus owning, and here's the deal, when you own it, you abandon the chance of improving.
Right.
So when you say, I'm not good with money, now you're basically abandoning the chances of improving with money. I'm not good with people. Everybody know I'm not good with people. Oh, I'm not a speaker. That's just not me. And here's the deal. The older we get, the more we own these statements to be true because we've said them for so long. Anastasia, watch this, watch this. I went to a store. Karen helped me on this one. I went to a store. This is a next level store. You know, your cousin taking it to the next level, right? I went to the next level store. This ain't a regular shoe store. This is next level shoe store. So the guy walked in. I said, "Hey, I'm looking for a particular size shoes." And he said, "Hey, that's your size?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "I'm gonna get it, but I think you should get one size up." I said, "Hey, man, I told you this is my size, right?" He said, "Well, okay." He said, "Boss, I know you told me, but that ain't gonna fit you." I said, "Hey, man, this is what I said, Anastasia, because I could tell you I was scarred a little bit earlier. I'll tell you about that story in a minute. But I told him, I said, hey, if you refer to one size up one more time, I'm gonna need you to get me somebody else to get my shoes. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I'll tell you, this is a professional sport. Let me backtrack and tell you about my bad experience. I went to a little ghetto store. And this dude, I told him my size, and he says, "Man, I can get you in this size right here." I said, "Listen, babe, that ain't my size." Well, long story short, he squeezed my feet in that shoes. And this was 10 years ago. And so I went to church with that shoes one day. You'd think I was a woman, because every time I sat down, I took that shoes off. I was like, Lord Jesus, these shoes hurt. I'm talking about, listen, I walk out to the car in socks, Station. I walk out to the car in socks with a suit on with socks. You know, I'm telling you straight up. I hated the experience. So I promised myself, anytime I go to a shoe store, no one's going to tell me my size. I knew my size. So anyhow, I walked in the store. I told the guy my size. I said, if you tell the third or fourth time he told me that wasn't my size, I said, listen, you tell me that one more time, and I'm going to have to exchange the person to assist me. He walked off to go get me another shoes. Karen shows up and she said, "What's going on, babe? How's everything going?" I said, "Man, this dude trying to force me in some other shoes." She said, "Why don't you let the man do his job and do a measurement on your feet to see what size?" I said, "Man, I know my size." She said, "Are you a professional shoe man, or is he a professional?" I said, "Man, I'm 46, you know, I've been in these feet for a long time." She said, "Let the man do his job." Long story short, he put the little shoe measurement thing on, right?
Yeah.
He was right. Then he says, "Sir, try these on." It was like hand and glove, Anastasia. The shoes fit like it was born to be made for me. The one that he was suggesting. He
Yeah.
said, "I understand why you would have thought this size was your size." He said, "All depending on the shoe make."
Right.
He said, "But the shoes we have," he says, "it is blah, 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 blah. It's Italian something, something kind of style, which when your feet is broad and blah, blah, blah." He went into the science of the shoes. Long story short, you
Yeah.
see how much we sometimes, I know who I am, and there's nobody gonna tell me nothing. I was about to dismiss a professional because I had a bad experience early on. I attached an idea that I knew something that I thought I knew and didn't even really knew, like the pros. What's your view on that whole scenario?
Well, I thank God for Karen in that scenario, definitely, because it's being open to advisement. Even though in the example given, we're talking about shoes. Yeah, we're talking
Yep,
about shoes, and it seems like something that's so easy and so casual and whatever else, but it's the underlying lesson in it is being able to accept advisement and being open to people telling us things when they're speaking from an unbiased,
yep,
non-emotional,
yep.
and a lot of times educated place. Because
Yeah,
when someone is talking with a whole lot of emotion attached to the situation,
yep,
they're a bit biased. When
yep,
when they're talking and they're just trying to make you feel better or tell you what they think you want to hear or whatever, it's not a true reflection of what may need to happen. But the way that you always say, there's someone assigned to help you. And in that moment, this person was assigned to help you because he
yep,
was knowledgeable about it. He
yep,
has done his homework. He's seen 100 customers that came in with your same shoe size and had the same
yep,
problem and
yep,
all of it. So being able to be open to
yep,
people giving us advisement from an educated place,
yep.
we gotta be able to do it.
Wow. Wow. Anastasia, I had to go and apologize. And I apologize at the highest level. I say, "Sir, I was totally wrong. I said, man, I said, watch this. I said, I will teach on this for a while. I said, I will use this as a story because I'm not ashamed of having had that little attitude, but I learned you could really have a bad attitude and don't even know it because you think you're holding on to something that in truth, in this space, that's where I was talking to someone not so long ago, and I says, at the shoe store, he's the man in authority. When I'm on the stage, I'm the man in authority. When I go to the school, the principal is the person in authority. When you go in the classroom, the teacher, you know what I'm saying? So there is a moment to lead, and then there's a moment to bow. There's a moment to speak up, and then there's a moment to submit. When you go to the bank and you're getting a loan or doing some bank business, the banker in certain positions knows more than you, and you lean toward letting the lead person who knows more talk about what they know. But some people arrogantly, cocky, just outright all about themselves, and I have to be careful sometimes because I can come across that way.
Cause listen, I literally just had an experience with someone of that nature, whereas she was new to the company, and I was supposed to have been training her in the position that she wanted to fill. And she's significantly older than I am. But I've been with the company significantly longer than you have. And so your age, wisdom, experience in somebody else's institution or in another environment may not play into this particular environment. And so if you come into it and you're not willing to take advisement, you're not willing to follow any directive, you're not willing to, try to adjust, it's kind of like that bad experience that you had. You came in knowing that this is my shoe size and this is what I'm supposed to wear and this is how it's supposed to look, how it's supposed to be done. But for that shoe company, it just doesn't work
that way. Correct.
Your previous knowledge and your previous experience and stuff, it doesn't come into play right now.
Not here.
Not here. So what you've got to do is take advisement from the one who knows how it works here and how things happen here. And let's see how best you can roll along with it.
Boy.
And, child, I digress.
Hey, let's close it out now. What's our last one? This one is a big one.
Oh, the last one is you can't have it all.
Wow.
And that's such a painful statement. It's so painful to hear. What do you mean I can't have it all? What do you mean? I believe that this goes back to your 5 points on living.
I'm going to work this in, Anastasia, because, we have another statement that plays off of this when we talk about you can't have it all. Somebody said, well, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Well, who cake is it?
Exactly. Who's supposed to eat my cake for me?
You can't have your cake and eat it too. These are some of the most ridiculous statements that we hold on to. Watch this. You tell your child or you tell people, you can't have it all. No, the Bible says, according to your faith, be it done unto you. So you're going to have what you believe you're going to have.
Yes.
Your future will reflect your belief. And if you believe you're going to have faith, family, finance, fitness, and fun all inclusive, guess what? You're going to have all inclusive. Somebody said, oh, no, you can't have all. I hate going to a restaurant. I walked into a restaurant the other day. I told the guy, hey, give me an extra burger on that. Oh, we don't do extra burgers. You can't have that. What do you mean? I want an extra bun. Okay. No, not bun. I want an extra meat, right? The patty. I want an extra patty. Oh, no, sir, we can't do that. Can I see the manager? Manager comes. I said, can I have an extra patty? It'll cost you $2. Give me my extra patty. Don't tell me I can't have an extra patty. Come on, man. I can have a store like this, okay? I can have 5 extra patties if I want. Don't tell me I can't have. It's the same thing. You can't have it all. What you mean you can't have it all? According to your belief system. What's your view there, Anastasia?
I believe that you can't have it all as long as we keep balance in mind,
Yeah.
there isn't anything that you can't have.
Right. That's so good.
Any of them in excess
Yeah.
or in an overpowering measure,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
that's where, things start to fall apart and,
Yeah.
the ship starts to rock a bit like that. But as long as you are finding balance in all that you want to have,
Yeah.
you can have it. There are no limits. And if it is you're going to add something else onto what it is that you decide that you want, you find a way to balance that out with the other things that you're doing, and you make it work.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as I can't have it all. What is your all?
Yes.
All for me and all for you is not the same all. I want 7 things. Give me 7 scoops of ice cream on my cone.
Uh-huh.
That's all for me. That's all I want.
That's all I want.
You can say, that's all
Yeah.
I want.
Yeah.
Your all maybe 2 scoops.
Yeah.
And if
Yeah.
that's your 2 scoops, then be fine with that. Go take your 2 scoops and go sit down over there and eat it.
That's why that statement is so dangerously stated on someone else. When you because you can't, like, hey, you can't have it all. No, you can't have it all because you don't want more than 3 scoops. But if I
Right.
want the whole container, excuse me, sir, what's the cost for the container? You can't have it all. Excuse me, where's the manager? Well, the
Yeah.
container costs you $80. Give me the container.
Give me the container.
I didn't ask you what the price was. I asked you for the container, right? You
Yeah.
can't have the container. We got other people in the store. Well, I just bought the container, right? see, so many limiting factors we put on ourselves that hold us back from being all of who God created us to be. Anastasia, what's your closing thoughts in our talk today? Lessons to unlearn or things to stop saying?
In our lessons to unlearn, make sure that it's a lesson. Look at the lessons in your life that are affecting you positively and that are affecting you negatively. And then take those steps to unlearn them. Take those steps to slowly but surely, absolutely surely, make sure that you're doing away with those behaviors and those habits, because they're not serving us positively, they're not benefiting us for the long run, and we got to make sure that we keep our eyes on the goal.
Keep our eyes on the goal. The Bible said, forgetting those things that are behind and pressing towards those things that are in front of you. Listen, the truth of the matter is your future is brighter than your past, but you got to make a commitment to unlearn the things you have learned that has been holding you back. It may sound nice to simply say when it rains, it pours, but that doesn't apply to you because your future is brighter than your past. You might have grown up in an environment where they say you can't have it all, but truly, you can create the life you want and have all that you think your life should reflect and have. Then the last one is, watch this, I'll never do that. Don't limit yourself from saying something like that when the next level of your life may be on the other side of your fear, intimidation, or lack of ever having tried. And once you try something, you might have or will discover something that just changes your life for forever. And so don't be afraid to try new things. Anastasia, these are always some of my best experiences with you when it comes to us talking and diving into basic truth. I'm looking forward to next month, the last month of the year. Can you believe it? December is right here. We're going to have to talk about healthy holiday habits. That's what we're going to talk about. Healthy holiday habits. Hey, cuz, love and appreciate you. God bless you. Keep soaring. Don't allow anything or anyone, ladies and gentlemen, to steal your joy. Remember, only what you do for Christ will last. Continue to put yourself out there, knowing that every time you wake up is an opportunity to still shine for Him. Every day is an opportunity to begin again. As long as there's life in this body, remind yourself you still got a chance to make a difference in this world. We call it effective living. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you again, Anastasia.